shrill bass. A small bird is singing. The soldier cursing the insistent voice marks its flight, takes careful aim, and then lets fly, and sees exploding feathers tumble from the sky. But still the startled soldier hears it rise, that trilling, surging song that fills the hollow of the skies and filters through the bunker walls where battle plans are laid a world away, with a warning. Voices, where the dawn and darkness meet out of the bleakness of defeat, where there's no choice but to refuse, when there is nothing left to lose. Voices, defy the club, the rattan battle round, the riot squad, the killing ground, the legalized injustices, the law that sanctifies what is. Voices. Can we be silent when we hear these voices call upon the unique voice that lives inside us all?
Thank you so much, Frankie, that was amazing. I think this is probably a point to say thank you to all the people that have organised the weekend. I'm just going to do this quite quickly. Thank you to the control tower, especially Meg and Kleinwen. The events team, Ellie, Clive and Natasha. Of course, thanks to Greenham Women Everywhere, Scary Little Girls who put the weekend together. Thank you to everybody who's come, and also to the team that inspired by Rebecca Johnson, who put together a whole series of webinars that will continue, and you will be able to get news about those, linking women across the world who are involved in activism both in the past and now. And so also the Aldermaston Women's Peace Camp, who changed their weekend to this weekend, so some of us could be there last night, keening at those gates in protest at nuclear weapons. So the reason I put the thanks in now is that the technical team have got a very challenging job. There are women who have sent clips in, women who couldn't be here because they're in a different country or because they're unable to be here for another reason. And we wanted to show you their contributions. We don't know whether this will work, so this first one is a bit of a temperature check. If you can't actually watch these pieces now because it doesn't work properly on the television because of there being too much light or something, then you will be able to get them on Greenham Women Are Everywhere YouTube channel. So we'll just go with these first couple and we won't show the rest if they're not going to work. So the first couple, we're very lucky to have got a clip from Carolyn Anderson, who is an amazing soul singer. And the clip that she sent is a performance of her singing the Holly Near song, which was originally written after the killing of Harvey Milk and was then adapted, I think, by Holly Near to be a song inspired by Greenham. Many of you will know it, and it would be lovely, even if you can't see, I think it would be great if the sound's good if we do listen to this song and do join in. I know lots of you here who will know the words to We Are a Gentle, Angry Women. And after that, we've got something quite quirky and quite amazing, which is Sinioki. And again, the song that's being Sinioki'd, so it's going to be a sign language presentation of a song. Again, I won't tell you what this one is, but many of you will be able to join in with it. It's to do with boys and toys. Okay. So over to the technical team. And please, support for the tech team, because they're really trying hard. Just thinking in terms of seeing the screen, I don't know, can we have a temperature check? Not, can't see the screen, can see the screen. Okay, I don't know whether we should go ahead with the Sinioki.
The next one is clear, I think.
Should we try one more? It's only it's just one song again.
Try one more, it's one song. Do feel free to kind of move to somewhere where you might be able to see the screen. Okay, so this is Sinioki.
Take the toys from the boys, made up all out of cotton. Take their hands off the guns, made a bomb out of coffee. Take their fingers off the triggers, made a bomb out of sugar. Take the toys from the boys. Take the toys from the boys. We've got to make a living. Take their hands off the guns. We've got to make a killing. Get their fingers off the butter. Take the toys from the boys. Take the toys from the boys. Made a bullet out of rubber. Take their eyes off the dials. Made a cannon out of water. Get their minds off the money. Take the toys from the boys. Made a bomb out of cotton. Made a bomb out of coffee. Made a bomb out of sugar. Made a bullet out of rubber. Made a bomb out of music. They made a bomb.
Excellent, lovely. I love a bit of Sinioki. So next we're going to move on to a young woman called Alice Robertson, who's involved with Greenham Women Are Everywhere and has been responsible for a lot of the work involved in the interviewing and making the archives. And there is a clip that we're not going to be able to show today, which is some animations made by students from the Falmouth School of Film, and they've been so inspired by these interviews that the whole year group apparently wanted to be involved in making these animations. So do catch them on the Greenham Women Are Everywhere YouTube channel. Alice Robertson, as I said, has been very involved with putting these archives together. She's going to sing her own song now, inspired by Greenham. And she'll then be joined by Dr. Lynn Jones, who was at Greenham for very, very early on at the Peace Camp and was actually involved in the negotiations around the Peace Camp becoming women only, which was an essential part of the Peace Camp being able to continue at that time. And was, Greenham's done so much for feminism across the world that, that was a really important negotiation to be involved in. So that's enough from me. First of all, over to Alice Robertson. Robinson. Oh, Alice Robinson. Hey.
Talk amongst yourselves while we just set the space here.
Thanks.
I think yeah, I wanted it on. What I just thought I'd tell you as a bit of a filler, as a really quick filler, is that lots of people have been talking about Norris, the parrot who laid eggs, so is clearly a girl, not a boy. And this parrot does fit in with the sort of thing we're talking about here at the moment, because there are so many, again, I'm getting serious, there are so many things that we're doing that are not nourishing either ourselves or the world or any of the other creatures that inhabit the world. One of them is the way that we treat animals. Lots and lots of animals are bred in captivity to be our pets, for our enjoyment. And whilst the relationship between humans and animals is like amazing and is something that obviously we need to continue, we need to respect and look after animals. And the way that we do that contributes to, you know, the way that we treat animals contributes to climate change. It causes problems across the world with deforestation for grazing, all of those issues. Plus, there's just the fact that we are cruel to animals. So caging birds, breeding birds to be kept in cages is not a good idea. Lots of people buy a cute little parrot chick and then they can't look after it properly. And so Norris is a lovely rescue parrot. She goes with me everywhere. And she's very, very involved in the peace movement and the movement for the environment. But, you know, she's a living example of one of the ridiculous things we're doing to this world, and I'm absolutely honoured to have her. And there we are. So, you know, I managed to get my pets in wherever I can. Yeah. How you doing? Okay, great. And over to Alice Robinson.
Thank you for that really nice introduction about doing. You did literally just tell me how to do that. Thank you. About doing the interviews. I wrote some of this song a couple of years ago when I started to interview Greenham women for the project, and I edited a lot of the interviews, so I heard a lot of stories, and I started writing this song, and then I finished it on the march from Cardiff. So it's called Horrible Girl, and you can take what you want from it. Don't believe them when they say you're dangerous and wild. You are my friend, and even if you weren't, you are everything you are, and that's every kind of wonderful. And many your age have been caught in the fire, but you're a horrible girl, making a horrible scene, shaking a horrible nightmare fantasy. See, when this horrible world is shaping your horrible dreams, make sure you get what you need, and don't believe them when they call you angel, martyr, saint. You are woman and made of flesh, not paint, and with everything you are, and that's wicked, wise and wonderful. You'll break the rules, won't be nice, but so kind. Horrible girl, making a horrible scene, shaking a horrible nightmare fantasy. See, when this horrible world is shaping your horrible dreams, make sure you get what you need, and don't believe them when they say you'll never get it done. I'll be witness to every
not to gently expire, 'cause we're just horrible girls making a horrible scene, shaking a horrible nightmare fantasy. See, when this horrible world is shaping your horrible dreams, make sure you get what you need. You are in charge of your dreams, so make yourself large and obscene, and don't believe them. Don't believe them. Don't believe them. Mike is having some things to say.
Well, she's talking about, I just need to apologise because I wasn't. Oh, I need mine. I wasn't expecting to do. I wasn't expecting to do this. I was messing around with Alice yesterday, and Becca said, "Will you please come and do that messing around? Note those words in front of you all." So I make no apologies for messing around. And on the women-only decision, if you're interested, it's in keeping the peace. But I didn't make that decision. I just need to make that absolutely clear. I merely facilitated a meeting in which a lot of brilliant women, some of whom are here, Fran's here, then went off in a caravan and made the decision. And I think it was the right decision. And thank you for this amazing event. Thank you so much. Okay. Can you put it in there? We'll just put it in
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm sorry they can't see you. Can't get the music stand any lower, but. Okay. Great. So some of you might know this.
And if you do,
Please sing along.
sing along.
For down at Greenham on the street, agents of the KGB, dirty women's quarters in the mud. La 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 la, mostly vegetarians, except when we're devouring men, foreigners and other sorts of scum. Mr.
absolutely sure I can get a promise from an Aldermaston woman that if any of you women are at Aldermaston Women's Peace Camp, you don't have to wait till next year, you can be here next month, and that I'm sure that you'll get to sing that song with a group of women. Yes, I've got that from Nuala over there. Marvellous. Okay, so just another plug for Aldermaston Women's Peace Camp. Stay in the middle, we need to have the parrot on screen. Okay, so a quick introduction. Do we have Flo Perlin? Flo? Yes, Flo Perlin. Again, another younger women, which is just amazing how many young women we've got involved as activists and performers. Flo's a singer-songwriter, and her mind has been opened in a different direction as she's been learning about peace protests and particularly the Greenham Women's protest. So she's going to sing some songs from her new album. So I think Flo's nearly ready. Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Shall I pop it there now?
Hello. Wow. Can everyone hear me? Okay. So I'm going to play a couple of original songs I've written. She painted brown, she painted blue and green, she painted pictures of a family that were never seen. And oh, when she passed 19, she painted brown, she painted blue and gold, she painted pictures of the stories that were never told. And oh, they would slowly unfold. Oh, 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 they would slowly unfold. And oh, 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 they would slowly unfold. She took her time, she stayed up late at night, she had her father's hand, she wrote so she could understand. And oh, well, she'd never really know. She swam away, she's learning from crawling the day, she had her mother's name, she never really cared to please. And oh, she would slowly unfold. Oh, 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 she would slowly unfold. And oh, 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 she would slowly unfold. And oh, 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 she would slowly unfold. And oh, 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 she would slowly unfold. She painted brown, she painted blue and green. She painted pictures of a family that were never seen. Though when she passed 19. Okay, this song is about my roots. My mum's family are from Baghdad and my dad's are from Belarus. And it's just about my exploration of my roots. She took a spade. She's digging away through the sand with the hope that she'll find a new land over the days. She's biting her nails, well, she's anxious at times, but remembers the tales. Grandma sings of a life lived in Baghdad, collecting new things. And Grandpa tells of a life lived in Baghdad that she never had. Of a life lived in Baghdad that she never had. She couldn't bear the taste of Mum's tea. Oh, it runs through the roots of her family tree. Oh, the nights as she's drifting away, hold on to the stories that hurt them to say. Grandma sings of a life lived in Baghdad, collecting new things. And Grandpa tells of a life lived in Baghdad that she never had. Of a life lived in Baghdad that she never had. The taste of honey, the mountain so sweet. She imagined the mountains her favorite sweets. She dreamt of her father who said she was brave. Those dark brown eyes, those warm torn feet. And Grandma sings of a life lived in Baghdad, collecting new things. And Grandpa tells of a life lived in Baghdad that she never had. Of a life lived in Baghdad that she never had. Of a life lived in Baghdad that she never had. That she never had. That she never had.
I think so many of us have just been blown away by your singing, Flo. So if you need the name so that you can listen to her songs, it's Flo Perlin. And can we just have another round of applause? That was so beautiful. And Flo, what I was doing while you were singing was thinking about how important art and music are. It's important to explain people's stories, to explain and talk about and come to terms with the things in the world that are difficult, as well as to raise our spirits. So music and art of all sorts are so integral to keeping us sane as activists and keeping us buoyant and able to carry on. So now we're going to have some spoken word, and I'm quite excited by this because Becca Holbert was on this recent walk, and I just think it's so brilliant that every day Becca was reading some extracts from Sue Lent's diaries. Sue Lent was on the original walk, and today we're going to have an extract from Sue Lent's diaries read by Becca Holbert. Okay, thanks, Becca.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I feel it was a complete privilege to have the opportunity to walk in the footsteps of all those people that left Cardiff to arrive at Greenham, and even more of a privilege was to read Sue Lent's diaries along the way. I felt like her voice rang through all that we were walking through, and sometimes we arrived somewhere and it was very different from what Sue had written, and sometimes it's exactly the same. And when Sue's party were exhausted, we were exhausted, and so I'm gonna start off with a small extract with the night before Sue left. Oh, and Sue walked this as well with her 13-month. Oh, there she is, with her 13-month-old child, Chris, who is now obviously 41 and 3 months. Brilliant. Real privilege, Sue, to have these diaries. I'll never forget them. Wednesday, August the 26th, 81. I happened to phone a friend, Mary, in Newport. She told me there was a women's march setting off from Cardiff the following day and arriving in Newport in the evening. They're going 110 miles to Greenham Common, where the cruise missiles are being made, she said. I remember then seeing an advert in The Guardian a few months previous for a women's disarmament march. We'd only just returned to Cardiff after a year's absence, so we were out of touch with what was happening. I'll see you in Newport then, if we manage to walk that far. We'll push the baby, and if it gets too much, we can always get the bus back. Well, Sue didn't get the bus back. So, I mean, I would love to read all 29 pages, because we have been reading them as we've gone along, but I will cut to arriving at Greenham. Word went round over breakfast. They're on. The police had agreed to let us march to the front gate, as we were only expecting a couple of hundred people. We marched through Newbury and out to Greenham Common. Quite a few Newbury people joined us, and further on, a couple of coach loads of people from London. It was very exciting. We sang as we went. It was a celebratory feeling. Outside of the main gate, we saw the 4 women chained there. ... I'll let you read on, but amazing, amazing diary. So thank you, Sue, for the opportunity to have read them along our walk. Absolutely. I mean, I really recommend you reading them. Becca, where's Becca? Where can these be read?
I don't know. Perhaps I can make a commitment to talk to Sue and Chris, of course, who features so much, and we can make a decision about that. See if we can get them onto the archive, the Greenham Women Everywhere archive, and I'll try and manifest them being more readable if Sue's in happy with that. We'll work it out, and I'll get back to you.
And if that happens, I would highly recommend it. I mean, I was really busy. I've got a 2-year-old, and I, before the walk, sat on the sofa, and I intended on reading just a couple of pages, and then 3 hours later, I'd finished the whole thing. I couldn't get off the sofa. They're so gripping. Thank you, Sue.
So, is Sue here? Yay, Sue, that's just hearing that extract was great. So, yeah, we need to be able to read your diaries, please. Thank you. Okay, now, Gweno, a Welsh name, and another, we definitely need some singing from Wales. We've got some Welsh language singing now. Gweno is going to sing us some songs in various languages, I think Welsh and French and English, and I'd just love to welcome Gweno. Where are you? Woo! Gweno. Gweno, I have to say, is a long-time peace activist here and overseas. So over to you, Gweno.
Diolch yn fawr, thanks, Jan.
Diolch yn fawr.
Well, it's been an absolute honour and tremendous fun to have been part of the walk and to be here. And I'm going to take this opportunity to shamelessly plug my book, which is called Stand Up and Sock It to Them Sisters. And as we've heard in various capacities, women's history has often been rendered invisible. Well, this is the history of women in comedy. And I have to say that all of those women who have been involved in anything to do with Greenham and Greenham Common are all socket to them sisters. So thank you very, very much. Plug over now. So basically, as I said earlier on today, when Greenham was all happening, I was out in Belgium being a busker and busking across the continent and going from Ghent to Istanbul with a tenner and an Interrail ticket and my guitar. But since then, I've done all sorts of other things. And I'm going to sing you 3 songs today, and they're not particularly political, but I keep my political activism for things like Brexit, anti-Brexit marches, climate change, anti-Trump, oh, you know, all of that stuff. So the first song I'm going to sing is because it's such an absolutely beautiful, stunning summer day. I'm going to sing a song from Porgy and Bess, which is called Summertime. Yay. Woo! Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna wake up singing. You're gonna spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. And on that morning nobody's going to harm you. With Daddy and Mommy walking by. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. Thank you. Now, I have a one-woman show which I have written myself, which is about my role model. And she was a feminist in her time and very unrecognised for this. She was one of the she was the first woman to have been accepted into the Academy of Writers in France. Her name is Edith Piaf. My show is called Passionate About Piaf. And I'm going to sing you a song that is, in some ways, it's recognised as a second anthem in France. When the French soldiers were leaving Algeria, they sang Je ne regrette rien, and I would imagine that most of you have no regrets whatsoever for having come here this weekend or having been a Greenham woman. So, je ne regrette rien. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien. C'est payé, balayé, oublié, j'en me fous de passer avec mes souvenirs. J'ai allumé le feu, les chagrins, mes plaisirs. J'en ai plus besoin de balayer mes amours avec leur trémolo, balayer pour toujours. Je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal. tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien, non, je ne regrette rien, car ma vie, car mes joies d'aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi. And now, let's not forget the Welsh connection. Greenham was started by someone from Wales. They started from Cardiff 40 years ago, and they've started this time from Cardiff. So I'm going to sing the Welsh National Anthem. If some of you know it, do join in. Yeah. Let's get the Welsh flag out, because I have got one, but I haven't thought about bringing it up yet. I'm in my campaign costume. Here we go. Okay. My hen lad van hadau an anoel I mi, gwlad beirdd a chantorion, enwogion o fri, a'i gwrol rafelwyr, gwlad garwyr tramod, dros ryddid collasant ei gwaed. Gwlad, gwlad, pleidiol rwy fi'n gwlad, tra'r môr yn fyr, i'r byr hoff bai, o bydded i'r heniaeth barhau. Gwlad, gwlad, pleidiol rwy fi'n gwlad, tra'r môr yn fyr, i'r byr hoff bai, o bydded i'r heniaeth barhau.
I worked with deaf children in a school in Wales, so I had to learn to sign the Welsh National Anthem. So that's why. Okay, lovely. Oh dear, it's got my heart stirred. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce two Greengate women. The first is, I know your name. Tanya. Tanya is going to read a poem. Oh, yeah, Tanya is going to read a poem. And Tanya spent time at Greengate. We've had a mention of children. Tanya was pregnant while living at Greengate. And she's going to read a poem by somebody who has to have a mention here, really. It's a poem by Zolda Ishtar, who came over by bicycle from Australia. Work that out for yourself. Landed at Greengate and helped to raise our consciousness about colonial nuclear activities, really, colonialism, about nuclear bomb testing. And there's still a lot of work around that going on as well. One of the webinars is about, is a Pacific Women Speak webinar. So, the other Greengate woman who's going to go first, as it turns out, the other Greengate woman who's going to go first, as it turns out, is, now I'm getting a bit like we're getting, I think I might have to let this woman tell me her name. Are you on? Carolyn Francis was a Greengate woman. She developed a Buddhist peace practice, which she still works with, and is a musician, and we're going to have a fiddle player. And I think could you tell us the name of the tune?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So this is a little Irish hornpipe. It's called The Pleasures of Hope, and I found it in the middle of the lockdown because it was quite a difficult time, wasn't it? And anyway, it's a nice little hornpipe and I like the name of it, so I'm playing it for you. which is quite. I normally don't. I normally hide behind fiddles. I don't really sing much. But I really like this song, and it's about remembering the chain of passing things on and people. Yeah, it's just that I want it to catch my voice rather than the fiddle. It's a Dick Gaughan song. Does anyone know Dick Gaughan's music? Yes. Yeah. From Edinburgh. Yeah. It's called Outlaws and Dreamers. And I'll do my best to remember all the words. Days and the hours swiftly turn to seasons. The weeks and the months quickly turn to years. The present is coloured by memories of childhood, of heartache and happiness, laughter and tears. I've flown and I've driven long miles by the million, through deserts and forests and high mountain range, through pastures of plenty and dark city byways, a life on the road in boat, car and plane. They called me an outlaw, they called me a dreamer. They said I would change as I aged and grew old, that the memory would fade of the things that I'd lived for, that the flash fire of youth would slowly grow cold. But I'll lift up my voice deep of the flame to those who have gone, who are links in the chain. And I'll give my soul's promise, I'll give my heart's pledge to outlaws and to dreamers and life at the edge. Here's through the vision that binds us together, that will tear down the walls that keep us apart. And here's through the future where dreams will be honoured, and the fierce flame of freedom that burns in our hearts. The fire's still burning, the future's still calling. I'll follow the dream to the end of my days. There's visions for fools, but dreams are for outlaws. Laughter's for lovers and tears for the brave. So I'll lift up my glass, drink deep of its flame, to those who are gone, who are links in the chain. I'll give my soul's promise, I'll give my heart's pledge to outlaws and to dreamers and life at the edge. I'll give my soul's promise, I'll give my heart's pledge to outlaws and to dreamers and life at the edge.
Greenham women are everywhere, but you can't always find them. We've now found this one.
Oh, lurking. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here, and the links in the chain that Carolyn was just thinking about, the sense of the legacy that we're carrying. And I've had an amazing day. I want to say thank you to Scary Little Girls and all the young women who are actually taking the baton on. I just really, thank you so much. One of the highlights of today was spending an afternoon with two young women from HS2 who needed space. And there we were at Greengate, able to offer it. And thank you. Anyway, this is, thank you, women. They're over there. They're not even listening. They don't need to. So this, I'm honoured to be giving voice to a poem by Zol, who was at the camp many years ago, 40 obviously years ago. And this is called And Women Dance. I'm taking license to change the tense just a wee bit. In Gamma, cold and empty, a graveyard to male violence, the land yearns to breathe freely again, and women dance. Once again, women dance on the silos, dance around a fire, a beacon of strength, a promise of another way, a fire that contains all the fires, all the loving and struggles of 10 long years. The gates have been opened, freeing the land, freeing our hearts, our lives, and women dance, weaving our visions with the lands, reclaiming the common, the earth. This death place was man's domain. Women were forbidden here. They strutted around boasting of their power, but their language bore the lie that they are afraid of women of the land. They could not find us. We were hidden, protected by the silent darkness. The land is strong here, and still we dance. In their fear, they welded the gates shut, trapping themselves forever. Women cut down the fences, leaving gates that will never open again, standing alone, silent sentinels to a crazed world, messengers of women's power. We knew who was strongest here, and they knew that they had lost control. Women will not let our lives be bound by men's fear. We will dance on the land. We will climb the watchtowers to see beyond the confines they create. We will light fires of life in the belly of their death machines. We will reclaim the common, the sacred earth. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing they can do to stop us.
Okay, so we're just going to do. Whoop. I used to be strong. Okay. Is this the right one? Okay. I just feel that needs to be followed by a witchy song. Because Zol is still dancing. You're still dancing, aren't you, Zol? I know you're going to watch this webinar. And Rebecca is still dancing. So I think we'll have a song from our very own Rebecca Johnson. And hopefully some of you will be able to join in with this. You need to come up to the mic, Rebecca.
But can I just ask, is Sue Popper still here? Sue Popper?
Okay, the most amazing thing just happened today, which is that the woman that started strumming her guitar and started this song, We Will Rise Up from the Flames, on a freezing cold February night when we were expecting the convoy to come out. We didn't quite know what it would look like because it had never come out before. in 1984. And we drew nearer to her and then drew an old sofa that had been dumped, well, it had been given to the camp and before the bailiffs took it. And then there were a bunch of us sitting there and contributing verses and things. And this song has become quite an anthem. And I just saw Sue Popper again here earlier today for the first time in I don't know how many years. So I wanted to see if she was still here and we could sing it together. But it's an anthem not only for Greenham, but we took it around the world through Women in Black and others. And it goes like this. We will rise up from the flames, higher and higher and higher. Fire's strength we will reclaim, higher and higher and higher. We are the witches who will never be burned. We are the witches who have learned what it is to be free. Fire of love is burning bright, higher and higher and higher. Flickering, dancing in the night, higher and higher and higher. We are the witches who will never be burned. We are the witches who have learned what it is to be free. Weave your power with the wind, higher and higher and higher. We will change and we will spin, higher and higher and higher. We are the witches who will never be burned. We are the witches who have learned what it is to be free. Women's fire burns strong and pure, higher and higher and higher. Consuming evil, making sure, higher and higher and higher. We are the witches who will never be burned. We are the witches who have learned what it is to be free. Dedicated to all those witches here today, in the past and the present and the future.
And I think we also have a version of that by Caroline, that's who's on the digital website, the Greenham.
Greenham Women Digital, which was an amazing online VR exhibition we made in lockdown, and Carolyn went all over with her friends, very COVIDly safe to record all these different parts of putting it together. So yeah, just wanted to know that you can hear that as well, like that version, all with real campfires sounds. It's great. While I've got a mic though, can I quickly have a round of applause for our signer, Katie. And I also have a round of applause for they're always going thanks the compares for Sean Aubrey, aka Shana Banana.
Thank you very much. This has been absolutely great. While we're doing all the thanking stuff, Rebecca's been amazing. Becca Morden's been amazing this afternoon, like putting together the running order absolutely at the last minute.
Amazing.
Amazing. While also trying to make sure, she was interacting with the tech team around all of that sort of thing, being really patient with me when I'm going, no, I don't know that woman, what was that, and blah, blah, blah. So thanks a lot to Rebecca. And I just think that the interviews that have been done are really, really stunning. And there are lots of women here I can see who I know who've already been interviewed. But also I've met Greenham women this afternoon that I haven't met before, and I wish I'd have been around the campfire with you. So that's given me a late chance to meet Greenham women, and we are truly everywhere. So the next Greenham woman I'm going to introduce, and you might not be able to see her very well, but you'll definitely be able to hear her. Oh God, you could tell I was going to be a teacher. I was going to kind of say, you know, house points for guessing. But there is one Greenham woman who is famous. She's a famous activist. She's a legend in the folk scene. She has been to Greenham. She's always supported Greenham. During lockdown, she was involved in putting out Greenham sing-alongs along with Scary Little Girls and Greenham Women Are Everywhere, hosting Zooms, contributing to Zooms, singing on those Zooms. So I'd just like to introduce, and to say that there will be songs here that you can sing along with. She couldn't be here today. She would have been if she could have been. So a big round of applause for Peggy Seeger. And we're going to round up with Peggy.
Everywhere, and we are everywhere. 40 years of being everywhere. I've been asked to sing 3 songs. I will say that my voice is not what it used to be, and it gets less of what it used to be every day that goes by. But all I'm doing is joining what the earth does to us when we get old. We decompose. So, the first song called Invisible Woman, written by myself and my son Neil. He was 62 at the time, and he was complaining about feeling invisible as a man of 62. I thought that was humorous in a world that's run mostly by older men. But my response was, try being a woman at 85. So, as it would naturally happen, the song that we were going to write went over immediately to women, and the song's called Invisible Woman. What a beautiful, beautiful baby, said the face looking down from the sky. A neighbor dropped in and tickled my chin. What a beautiful baby was I. Growing up, I made sure of attention. Everyone's eyes were on me. And into my teens, I was never not seen. The whole world revolved around me. I was here for the birth of my children. I was here at the bell of the ball. 80 years have gone by in the blink of an eye. Now it seems that I'm not here at all. Here comes the invisible woman. She's been on the planet for years. You can't make her out, but there's never a doubt. The invisible woman is here. I strolled down the high street on Sunday in clown shoes and lace underwear. Did they notice my dance? Not one single glance, so I guess that I can't have been there. I can't recall when it first happened. Don't know how I became so unseen. How my tangible self was put on the shelf. These words on the label has been. Here comes the invisible woman. She's been on the planet for years. You can't make her out, but there's never a doubt. The invisible woman is here. Why should I feel so much less than I am? There's so much more of me now. Gray hair, whiskers, wrinkles and such. Dressing for comfort and longing for touch. It should be so simple, it feels like so much to ask you to see me. It's only a feature of nature. You will start vanishing too. You will get old, left out in the cold. The ghost army's waiting for you. Like the leaves that fall before winter, like the day that turns into the night. We may not have a choice, but we still have a voice. The invisible gals love a fight. Here comes the invisible woman. She's been on the planet for years. She has plenty to say. She has plenty to say. She won't go away. The invisible woman is here, here, here. The invisible woman is here. Wonder what that was, what I was looking for there. Just steam on heaven and make a mistake. But maybe who knows? Dissonance in a song about invisible woman might have been just the very best thing. The next song is one that I made up back in, now that would be in the mid-1980s, after my second or third visit to Greenham Common. I was so energized by that. I really, really was. And after I was there once, during the 2 days that Irene and I had been there, she's my partner, had been there, and we'd been washing up pots and pans and going out shopping and bringing back logs, I decided to make a song about Greenham Common, and it was really a fantastic experience. I could go on and on and on, but at this point I won't. Usually I can yatter on with no problem at all, as you'll find out later. So, Carry Greenham Home. It's an anthem, and I can't sing anthems. My voice doesn't do it. So this is probably the last time I'll sing Greenham Common, Carry Greenham Home, because I feel that I don't sing it well enough. Here we go. Hand in hand, the line extends all around the 9-mile fence. 30,000 women chant, bring the message home. Carry Greenham home, yes, near home and far away. Carry Greenham home. Singing voices rising higher, weave a dove into the wire. In our hearts a blazing fire, bring the message home. Carry Greenham home, yes, near home and far away. Carry Greenham home. Here we sit, here we stand, here we claim the common land. Nuclear arms shall not command, bring the message home. Carry Greenham home, yes, near home and far away. Carry Greenham home. One of my incredible memories from Greenham Common, and so many of them are made up of women whom I remember. One of them was, it was nighttime, and the soldiers were strolling back and forth on the other side of the chain link barbed wire fence. And Rebecca Johnson was singing her nightmare through the fence to them. She went on for a whole hour, and it was a vision of total apocalypse.
Got away with it like today then.
Not the nightmare, not the scream, just the loving human dream of peace. The ever-flowing stream, bring the message home. Carry Greenham home, yes, near home and far away. Carry Greenham home. Singing voices sing again, to the children, to the men, from the channel to the glens, bring the message home. Carry Greenham home, yes, near home and far away. Carry Greenham home. Because there were Greenham men as well, who stayed at home and took care of the children and did the housework. Who knows, maybe they cleaned the toilets out and did the ironing. And for all that, we do not thank them. It was their job to do that, to support, to be part of saving the human race, I guess. You could look at it that way. Woman tiger, woman dove, help to save the world we love. Velvet fist in iron glove, bring the message home. Carry Greenham home, yes, near home and far away. Carry Greenham play the piano a lot more now. I used to do that on the guitar because essentially I'm a folk singer, or I was, but I'm most comfortable on the piano, because I have such bad arthritis in my hands. My hands just don't want to curl around and do strings anymore. I find getting old is a matter of adapting day by day to the decomposition. So I'm finishing with a song I wrote. It would have been, let me see, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and it didn't catch on at the time. There's a time for songs, and sometimes they hang around for a long time before they finally catch on. I've had some men not complain, but just comment on the fact that I pinpoint men as makers of violence in this song, and I had to say, look, this song is a gut response to the amount of violence in the world. I want the violence to stop, and it is men who are the soldiers in the war, 90% of them or more. It is the boys who walk into universities and schools with assault rifles. It is men who drive down city streets and kill pedestrians. It is men who run the torture chambers. It is men who are responsible for up in the 90% of domestic violence. It is a male dynamic, and it exists right through the whole world. The David Attenborough films of giraffes nearly killing each other, of rhinoceroses and walruses and elephant seals and monkeys, the males just battling with each other all the time. Human beings should be able, as supposedly the most advanced species, to get over this. We should be. So I do pinpoint men here. So here's the song, How I Long for Peace. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. How I long to halt the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I long for peace. I cannot understand how the sisters, wives, and mothers cannot stop the slaughter of the husbands, sons, and brothers. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. How I long to halt the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I long for peace. There never will be peace till men abandon fighting as the way to deal with problems that prevent us from uniting. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. How I long to halt the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I long for peace. The profits made from war, there's few that can resist them. Hypocrisy and greed control the lifeblood of our system. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. How I long to halt the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I that the world is run by one gender of one species is hand in hand with what is causing climate change. It is the violence against the world that human beings are doing. The earth can wait no longer for political permission. Sit down, disrupt, do anything to make the whole world listen. Oh, how I long for peace among the peoples and the nations. How I long to halt the plunder of the wonders of creation. Oh, how I long for peace. So Greenham women, the job's not done yet, and will take a long time to finish. Women together are incredibly powerful. We just have to do it. And we did do it at Greenham. We did do it, didn't we? Okay, that's me finished for now.
I think we need to just end with Peggy's words. Do what you can, wherever you can. We've not finished yet, and we can all do something. So thank you so much. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, everyone.
That's it, everybody. Thank you so much. Congratulations to Scary Little Girls and Greenham Women everywhere. And thank you for your time this evening. Good evening.
Cool, thank you very much.